Hello, my name is Joshua Guthrie. This is my persuasive speech on distracted driving or texting while driving. I want you to take a minute to imagine for a moment you're traveling down the road when you hear your phone going off. Well, let's say you're heading out to hang out with friends and they're reaching out to get to you and stuff like that, or going to a party, etc. So you reach for the phone, making the decision to be like, okay, let me see what they wanted to say. So you take a little bit of time to read the message while driving, when bam, you run into the rear end of a vehicle in front of you who has had to stop. You look up in a daze after you see you've had the collision to see a woman holding her child in the back seat and seeing a crack on the windshield or an injury or such. So my take on this is, was that worth it? Was that time you took that you could have waited for that wasn't as important as you thought it needed to be worth it? Um, people people tend to get complacent with what we operate in our daily lives. We get comfortable with these things that we use daily. People don't look at vehicles as dangerous when they are one of the most dangerous things we have in our daily life. You're talking about a 5,000 pound, 2,500 pound, blah 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 vehicle that is could kill somebody traveling at speeds of upwards of like 80 mile an hour on highways, like legally. But but we get complacent with this stuff and we think, oh, that's not going to happen to me and stuff like that. And it does happen. It happens to all of us. All of us are at fault for distractions while we're operating machinery and stuff like that. And that's what causes accidents. Um, a statistic that I found in one of my resources was that a pedestrian is killed every 2 hours from a car collision or accident, and that every 7 minutes someone is injured. That could be a broken finger to a broken arm, blah blah blah. But more than 6,000 people were killed last year from distracted driving alone that dealt with texting and driving or some sort of Bluetooth operational. So like changing your song on your phone or changing the CD if they still have that. I mean, I've been at fault for that. I was changing a song before when I got pulled over and they thought I was intoxicated because I was distracted and driving. And the funny thing about that is a statistic says that the 5 seconds it takes for you to respond to a message shows that you're at a point 0.8 alcohol level, that it like that's how you operate the vehicle. It shows as if you are intoxicated. So when I got pulled over for that, they thought I was intoxicated, even though at the time I think it was like 19. So but because I was distracted, I didn't have any situational awareness. I wasn't aware of what I was doing and being observant to the road or the people around me and stuff like that, which really set a focus in my life for that. um Another statistic about that 5 seconds was that the 5 seconds it takes for you to read a text message at going a standard speed of, like, let's say 55 mile an hour on a highway, which is very common speeds here where I'm from. Um, you you travel the length of over a football field, which is over 100 yards. People like to say it can end in a blink of an eye. It's a big saying, or like stuff happens in a blink of an eye. But 100 yards is so much more than just a blink. You're taking your eyes off of a vast amount of road that you're not paying attention to, and a lot can happen. So, in my conclusion about this, is it worth it? Is it worth taking the risk of risking your life or someone else's life for you to answer a message that could simply be put off, especially when they add stuff in your phone that allow it to automatically text response people who saying you're driving or turning it off, etc., stuff like that. There's so many options. This is such a simple epidemic that we could take care of in society, but yet we don't, because we like our things. um, Impatience is a big problem in our society, and I think it has to do with having everything at our fingertips. We've all been a part of it. Um, but I just want you to think about how easy it would be to prevent something like this. How easy it is to stop the loss of life, stop the tickets, stop all this unnecessary stuff that is It's just simple. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth putting you in that situation or someone else. There are other people here. Mainly, the thing is, there are other people other than yourself that you could harm, and it's not worth it. Thank you, and this is my persuasive speech on distracted driving and texting while driving.